Hey guys, just finishing up Bitcoin bin. Um, Cleaned up after all the crying from Bitcoin bin. He's just finishing up right now. I'm monitoring Ben. Um, Ben just had a 2 hour tribute to my son to get donations, and he talked a lot about family and what all this means. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to Ben and to Kelly and everybody who contributed. Everybody who contributed. Amazing, amazing community, amazing people. Most of these people I didn't even know a couple years ago. I didn't even know who they were, and now it feels like such a family, and just lots of love and friendship, and the support is unbelievable. It's been very difficult to get through these days, and I just want to thank everybody for all the support. It's crazy. I mean, you guys don't really know me other than through YouTube, and just the outpouring has been unbelievable. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wanted to go on after Ben. Wanted to say thank you to Ben and Kelly for everything. I mean, they brought us into their house, and all the people who have become this. It's not really a Litecoin family. It's not really a crypto family. It's not really a silver family. It's a family. It's everybody who's in the market for freedom these days, and honest dealings, and all the stuff we talk about on the road to Ruda, like Lisa, Crypto Nana, all these names just pop up that I see. Crypto Angel he just texted me, I think. So thank you all, amazing. I did want to show you guys. This is not going to be that much about Toby. Ben said I have a difficult time talking about it. One day I'll be able to talk more, but it's just difficult, and I couldn't get through it. So I'm not going to go down that path. We're going to talk about cryptos, gold, and silver. But I did want to show you guys one of my longtime subscribers, who's an artist, drew a picture of Toby that it was just unbelievable. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. That, my friends, is Toby. A little younger version. But that just encapsulates his spark for life and his zest for life. Just such an amazing kid. And turned into an amazing man. So that's what Toby looks like, according to an artist and a Road to Ruda subscriber, and he did a great job capturing his essence. Just amazing. Yeah, if you guys want to donate, I would suggest don't do it through the super chat. Right below this is a link to the Road to Ruda page, I think, or the GoFundMe page. But if you go to the top of the road at roadtoruda.com and click on it, there's the GoFundMe page. There's Litecoin you can donate in, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And then if you've got something else you want to donate, I take any crypto, even if I've made fun of it over the years. Feel free to do that. So again, more thanks than I can even start to talk about, and I hopefully will see everybody, at least in Texas, at the big Bitcoin bin meetup. That's going to be a monster, and hopefully a big reunion for everybody, so I can give everybody a hug and say thank you. All right. What I want to talk about is free markets, and there was two articles about this guy, Chris Giancarlo, who is now trying to turn into. He was the head of the CFTC. The crypto people got all excited about him because his daughter was into cryptocurrencies. He said some positive things about cryptocurrencies. And he is completely lost in his understanding of how a free market should be traded. There's an article, I think it's in Forbes, and another article where he's talking about how he wants to bring projects like BAC and CME futures, bring it to crypto because cryptos need price stability. And I would just like to ask Mr. Giancarlo, and I would love to get him on for an interview if he's willing to. I would love to talk to him about whether or not the CFTC, the regulator, has any responsibility or authority to determine price stability. Their job is to regulate markets, not to make sure that the markets are stable. Now, price stability can be achieved in various ways. One, it can be freely traded so that supply and demand affect the price. Number two, it can be rigged with derivatives and computers, and that's what he is advocating with the introduction of BACT and the introduction of CME futures. That is not fair market trading. That you'll never, ever, ever find out the price of any commodity if you allow people to sell something they do not own. And that's exactly what goes on in the COMEX. That's what he's trying to bring to BACT and the crypto verse. They're trying to turn cryptos into their old system with price stability. Price stability is not a function of a truly freely traded market. Price stability is a function of a rigged market. The reason that Bitcoin is so volatile is because it's massively undervalued compared to its what it's fighting against, compared to the US dollar. It is highly volatile and compared to the dollar because the dollar is a piece of crap. Now there's also massive amount of price rigging. That's what the CFTC is supposed to stop, the price rigging. They're not supposed to rig the price themselves, which they did and he admitted to. So if it is something that this guy Chris Giancarlo says, oh, I'm going to be the savior of cryptocurrencies and bring them into our current monetary system, our current monetary system is a fraud. It is a crime in progress. And just because the CFTC refuses to stop it doesn't mean that we should adopt that kind of future for the cryptocurrencies. Yes, in free markets, anything can happen. But what Chris Giancarlo is talking about is not free markets. The regulators aren't stopping the huge concentration in anything. If you watched the Silver Slam on Friday, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Ted Butler had said, hey, they're either going to slam it because of the commitment of traders reports. The top 8 holders of silver were too short and they had to slam it. He said they're either going to slam it or it's going to run and they'll try to cover and you'll get a moonshot. What they do? They slammed it. How did Ted Butler know they were going to slam it? Because he saw what the biggest traders were doing, and the biggest traders, these traders will go years without making any trading losses on any day. Kind of like that company EWT LLC that I talked about in silver, which morphed into Virtu Financial, which is a criminal cabal. They're so knee deep in it. And if there's anything I fault Trump for, it is that. He is knee deep in market manipulation, allowing it, doing it. It is him and Chris Giancarlo and Mnuchin and Cohen that rigged the crypto markets down in 2017 and 18. Giancarlo said it's true. That's exactly what they did. You want someone to blame, don't blame Cliff High at all. Blame Chris Giancarlo, blame Trump, blame Mnuchin and Gary Cohen. They're the ones who did it. And then you can blame the Mt. Gox trustee, who obviously got the marching orders from Mnuchin or Trump. And they said, hey, make sure you sell all those. First of all, selling the assets of the holders of those coins in bankruptcy should have been illegal in any stretch of the imagination. Those were not the assets of Mt. Gox. Those were the assets of the account holders in Mt. Gox. So even if they were massively short, which they were because all exchanges are, the trustee never should have liquidated those Bitcoin. But they did it to rig the price down. So that's where we are. So if we want to move forward in this world with safe and honest dealings in a freely traded market, according to the rule of law, whatever that law might be. If they want to rig the market, they need to change the law. Now, some say, well, the Exchange Stabilization Fund has authorization to rig any market. They probably do. But should anybody have authorization to rig markets? Because if one entity does, then they all should have. Oh, Bitcoin Ben, what have you done? Bitcoin Ben just sent me $500 for the Toby's Memorial Fund. Okay, I'm going to give you a sales pitch. Right below this video is a link to the donation page. Right now, we're approaching, including the Litecoin donations, we are approaching, I'm trying to get to $10,000 today. Bitcoin Ben raised about $2,000. That is amazing and awesome. Thank you, Ben. So we're looking at 24 Litecoin, which is right around, what's that, about $100,000? And 7,000 on the GoFundMe. So we need about 1,000 more. Maybe I'll stay on here until we get 1,000 on that. And then there's other donations. I've got donations from all kinds of people, and I want to thank you again, everybody. So I want to open this up to questions about whether you guys think anybody should be allowed to rig the market. And if they are allowed to rig the market, they at least should tell our participants that, by the way, Chris Giancarlo, by the way, the U.S. government's going to rig the Bitcoin price if it gets out of hand. Out of hand meaning it goes somewhere they don't want it to go. Now, if it went too low, would they rig it up higher? No, they wouldn't. So it's a complete con, just like the dollar, gold, foreign exchange, you name it. So that's what I'm talking about today. What are your thoughts on that? I will be monitoring the chat room right now. If I can find it. There we go. So if you have any questions, just throw them in the chat room. And I will... Class action lawsuit. Yeah, there's been a lot of class action lawsuits, but that's the other problem. The judges are in on it, especially if it's out of Manhattan. So somebody asked about Reggie and Veritasium being very quiet. Absolutely. They're under scrutiny. You know, they've settled, but it doesn't mean the criminal regulators are going to let Reggie say anything he wants. He is working with his lawyers to figure out what they can do. I believe that when the system collapses, all those ridiculous rules they're trying to place on Reggie will go away. But right now, Reggie is limited in what he can say. But I do know he has gone on, not Twitter, but it's Telegram, the Veritasium Telegram group, and said a few things that he's working on. And you can apply Veritasium to all kinds of things. So he has to dance around the regulators, but that's about it right now. JP Morgan going down the day rest of the RICO case is revealed by the DOJ. Yeah, the rest of the RICO case is going to involve Blythe Masters, Jamie Dimon, and they will name JP Morgan. It is very interesting, but not out of the realm that they have not named JP Morgan. They call it Bank A. The DOJ has 6 JP Morgan traders they're charging with RICO charges, and yet they won't name the bank. They won't name JP Morgan, even though everybody knows who these traders worked for. It's all over their social media. It's everywhere. And it's not even a secret. That's why, but they name it Bank A because it's one of those too big to fail banks. If Bank A goes down, the whole world goes down. And I think we do need that. Craig Wright asked for a 93-year extension in his court case. I bet he did. That criminal needs to go to jail. It was Craig Wright's business partner / roommate or something, I think, that got him access to the early Satoshi stuff, who I think is even more likely to be Satoshi, although I believe Satoshi is a group of people over time. And it wasn't just one. Obviously, it was one person that invented Bitcoin. It goes back to who invented the first shareable computer programs. That would be John Kemeny. And then Alan Greenspan invented the first financial computer programs. And the first financial electronic money was Alan Greenspan invented that for the banks back in the 60s and 70s. And then Steve Jobs put the computer in the hand. So all these people contributed to what Bitcoin ended up being. And we actually did a remote viewing session on that, which is really cool. Wendell, when the Three Amigos? I don't know. Cliff isn't really talking about cryptocurrencies at the moment. Not because he doesn't like them, but because he's got 50 million people wanting to sue him as soon as he opens his mouth. So he's like, I don't need that crap. He's moved on to inventing. He's working on his flying RV. I have secured my spot as first in line when he figures out how to make a flying RV. So that's what Cliff's doing. Snippy and I will get together very soon. We were supposed to go treasure hunting before all this chaos hit, but I plan to hook up with those guys again. They're knee deep in searching one of the biggest treasures in the world, supposedly. Really fun to hang out with. Great guys. So Cliff is doing well. I think at the beginning of the year, one of his secret inventions, he's commercialized and will be selling. And I'm going to be one of the distributors of it. So I'm really excited about that. I'll tell you about that when it is officially announced. But I think he said at the beginning of the year we're going to start doing that. So I'm pumped about that. Bix, do you believe that when the shit hits the fan, JP Morgan will back their JP Morgan coin with their hoard of silver? No. No. First of all, RICO charges carry 3 times the amount stolen. So JP Morgan supposedly has over 1 billion ounces of physical. They will owe 3 billion ounces of physical back to whoever's waiting in line, truthfully. And the problem with that is they will probably go to people on the COMEX or directly to the U.S. government for allocation to the people. We will see about that. But no, J.P. Morgan will not. There's no reason to back any kind of cryptocurrency. A true cryptocurrency doesn't need backing. It's a standalone asset. Backing of a true cryptocurrency would only hurt the cryptocurrency because it centralizes a point of attack. So if you back your cryptocurrency with silver, governments can go in and take the silver. So what's the use? It hurts the value of cryptocurrency. It might help the value of the silver and make it more useful. But the cryptocurrency, no, it harms cryptocurrencies. So that would never work, in my opinion. Tom just sent me 2 Litecoin. Thank you very much. Yes, we are accepting Litecoin for the donations. Right below here, right now, we have gotten donations of 24 Litecoin. Awesome. Or 25. One's still unconfirmed. So thank you all. Go to roadrunner.com, right at the top, Toby's Memorial Fund. And then the GoFundMe is at $7,000, $7,051. That's awesome. We're trying to get to 10,000. So Bitcoin Ben had a whole lot of super chats. So that was I think he raised 2,000 total. So we're at 9,000. So we need another 1,000 to get to our goal. We'll get it. I hope sooner rather than later. Crypto Nana, thank you for your Litecoin. Thank you for being you and raising such a cool daughter. How's that? Take that. XRP. Hey, I'll take XRP even. I'll take XRP donations. You want to make a donation to XRP, send me an email, bix@roadrunner.com. Let's see. Let me get back to super chats. To the chat room. Failure to deliver physical. We've been waiting for that for so long. COMEX, they rig it anyways. And they have a clause that they can settle in cash. So they won't go down. They will make probably Dick Allgire's work, the COMEX and all markets, the computers fight each other and just basically freeze up as all the trading algorithms go wonky. And the only way to do that is to have the power of the computer, which is held at the Treasury and the Fed, probably Fed Boston, truthfully, where the original rigging programs were written and implemented by a guy named Stephen DeVoe. That's in the Road to Ruta information. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to roadtoruta.com. It'll give you the history of why the Fed was created. It wasn't created to take so the banks could take over. It was created because they found billions and billions of ounces of gold in the ground, and it would have destroyed the monetary system in the Grand Canyon. So they decided to create the Federal Reserve System and have been working on that in the background this whole time. Did I see Hillary Clinton on Howard Stern? No, I'd probably see a hologram of Hillary Clinton or a body double or a clone of Hillary Clinton. I think Hillary is long gone, truthfully, which is great. But yeah, Hillary represents everything bad about the dark side of this battle. I think the good guys are winning, and those who still don't believe me, Trump was put there by the good guys. They did have the power to rig the election better than the bad guys had, which blew them away, and nobody knows how it was done. But considering the good guys invented the computer systems in the first place, it was probably done with computers. So, Hillary running for president. You know what the funny thing about all these charges is, the Democrats are charging Trump with everything that they do, so that he looks like a lunatic when they go after Biden for rigging the election. So they said through the Ukraine. So they said, oh, it was Trump rigging the elections to Ukraine. Same thing with the Mueller case and all that. Whatever they're about to be busted for, they say first they accuse Trump of doing it without any evidence at all. And then they think, okay, when he comes out and busts us, we'll just say, oh, he's just trying to do the same thing to us, which is ridiculous. And I do think they're taking way too long. And just there's so much evidence and so many missing text messages all over the place. The NSA has everything. You know, they're recording this right now. They've recorded everything. So there's no missing information when it comes to electronic communications. So when they say, oh, Hillary's missing 33,000 emails, she's not. Not at all. They have them. The question is, when will they use them? All right. What do we got in the chat room? I still think Iran will trigger the mess. I don't know. There are weapons that the U.S. has to counter any weapon on planet Earth and probably in the skies. So yeah, I mean, when I use my night vision goggles and see squadrons flying around in the upper atmosphere at like faster than I can barely see them, I figure they have better weapons than what we have here down on little planet Earth. Douglas Kelly, we love you, Bix. You're a trooper. Thank you. It's been a rough month. I think I went through all this spiritual training all year with Christoph and a group of us from Anarchapulco last year. Without that, I probably would not be able to even get out of bed right now. Without the understanding of us being vibrational beings and our plans here on Earth and our plans afterwards and all this stuff that I've been working on studying, and it has helped immensely. I can't even tell you how much it's helped, but it's a lot. And I can't tell you how much I've learned, and it sounds weird to say that, but that I've learned in the last month. But one about myself, how much can I really take? And then about friends and family and all this stuff. Soul contracts, absolutely, Kryptonana. And what suicide means to a soul, and not following through with what they had planned to do. And then as you transition to God or a higher vibration or however you want to, whatever you want to call it, what does that mean? And are you stuck somewhere? Can you move? I worked with Christoph a lot right after Toby had passed, and he helped out a lot too. And I do think Toby is in a much better place than when he first, because he left in fear, and he was it was a moment in time, and I always think if I had all I needed was 30 seconds with him before he made that decision. Everything would have been different. But I didn't know. And yeah. All right, let's talk about it. Like I said, I can't talk about this stuff. I will be able to talk about it at some time in the future. But he was an amazing kid, a heart of gold, and so very sensitive soul and talented and awesome. That's the word I want to use. Awesome. So, but after talking with everybody, my friends, my family, my colleagues, Bitcoin Ben and I have cried many times on the phone and on chats. We move forward. We all have to move forward in this the time we're here on Earth. Do the best things we can do, and it's all about basically two things. It's fear and it's love. And if you move forward in love, nothing can stop you. If you're in fear, everything is a struggle. So I try to take what I have learned and what I gained from his life here and move it forward in love. And he was so forgiving of everybody. That's one of my biggest lessons from him is to be much more lenient to people I disagree with and be forgiving of everything, because we're only here for a little while, and we will move on, and it's an amazing time to be here in this time of upheaval and turmoil. It's really at these times that you can really learn the most as your soul grows and you get stronger and smarter, and it's a challenge, obviously, to live on planet Earth these days, but it's a challenge that we chose when we chose to come here. When our soul said, "Okay, I'm going to come live on planet Earth. I'm going to forget everything I am to experience this life." And I think right now the best thing I can do, and the people, my family and friends, is to keep moving forward. And it gets easier over time, but forward is the path. Don't stay stuck where you are. Always try to move forward. Okay. That's about all I could do. Again, Bitcoin Ben, oh my God, just awesome. And if you guys want to donate, down below is you just go to roadtoruta.com. Right at the top is a GoFundMe page, and there's crypto donations, or email me if your crypto isn't up there, and I will find a wallet that you can send some donations to. I think we will hit the 10,000 mark by next week, because we'll be posting these Ben's video and then my video on our channels, and I'm gonna keep talking about it until we hit that 10,000 to get to Corey Action and the group at New Style Motherload, who's doing amazing work with kids, and a lot of these kids don't have any money at all, and he does a lot of this stuff for free, and he doesn't have any money. So I think the best way to memorialize Toby would to be to help out this dance company. All right, all you guys, thank you for watching the Bitcoin Ben discussion and crying with him as I did, and for following the Road to Ruta. And we'll get back to work probably Monday morning. Let's take the rest. I'm going to take the rest of the weekend off, and Monday morning we'll be back at it, fighting for truth, liberty, and the American way. Love you guys. Talk to you later.